NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell is joining us right now. Sue, here we go, right? Scale of 1 to 10. How rough of a day was it for President Biden?
Oh, I'm sure it was an awful day, maybe an 8 for Joe Biden for like a host of reasons. First, I bet my fellow Irish-American Biden has a fair amount of resentment toward Trump, who I'm sure he thought would go away after he beat him last time. And look, Biden may also think he could have beaten Trump and may be angry that he had to get out of the race. And I'm sure Biden is also angry that he had to sit there and offer Trump what Trump didn't offer him, a peaceful and organized transfer of power. Trump didn't just beat Kamala Harris, he also beat Joe Biden. And Biden, once again, had to model how a real, true gentleman of a president should behave.
All right, well, let's get to some other news today, because the Oval Office meeting we just talked about, it wasn't the only big event in D.C. today. Republican senators, they elected their new leader. And by the way, it was not someone that Trump wanted.
Nope.
Who won, how, and tell us what this sort of means about the relationship between the Senate and our now president-elect.
So the Senate Republicans selected Senator John Thune of South Dakota. He's going to be their leader in Congress. He replaces Mitch McConnell, who you might remember. He was leader for a record 18 years. Now, Thune said, like the other candidates in this race, that he would carry out Trump's agenda. This still, as you say, is a blow to the MAGA Republicans. Thune is a McConnell ally and doesn't always agree with Trump. Thune rejected Trump's false claims that the 2020 election was stolen. So Thune, with a few other Republican senators, could push to really keep the Senate independent from Trump, although he did agree to those recess appointments for Trump's nominees.
Those recess appointments, really quickly, I'm glad that you mentioned that. That's basically, it allows the president to make appointments while the Senate is not in session. That's right?
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, there's a lot that Trump has promised on his campaign trail. Whether or not it happens remains to be seen over the next 4 years. He did say that he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, and he seems to be sticking to that. I want your thoughts on an America without a Department of Education.
So, Colton, first, let me say that I'm not opposed to examining what government agencies do and what they don't do and then make some changes based on that data, right? But that's far different from just eliminating them because you want to. So first, what does the Department of Education do or not do? Right? 90% of the funding and rules of our schools are the responsibility of state and local governments, not the federal government. And the Department of Education is a federal agency, so it doesn't have hardly anything to do with curriculum. So what does it do? It provides funding to high poverty schools and funding for programs for students with disabilities, and it oversees the federal student loan program to some degree. And it collects data about schools so they can make better plans that they give back to the states and cities, right? It also enforces those pesky civil rights laws. So my question is, why does Trump want to dismantle it? And what would he replace it with if he did? We just don't know the answers to this.
Let's throw you in there. There you go. You're independent. You're a critical thinker. You teach us all the time.
I'm as qualified as some of the other people who have been nominated for things today. We'll get to that at 5:30.
Yeah. By the way, happy birthday, Sue.
Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, don't forget you can tune into our political show At Issue every Sunday morning. Join Sue, Corey Smith, and Matt Pritchard. It airs at 11:30 immediately following Meet the Press.